For the Virgos out there, April feels like a mystery. With the new moon in your 8th house, there's a great sense of stepping into something new, but you might not yet know if you should be excited about it or not. The 8th house is known as the idle place, and when we have new beginnings in that house, our steps might be uncertain and sometimes even fearful. Could it be that maybe you're afraid of what the future holds? As much as the 8th house bears this name, Virgo's 8th specifically is fiery and grave. Your challenge this month is to figure out how to step into this darkness while protecting your integrity and while not leaving too much outside your comfort zone. In other words, how can you make this new and uncertain period feel like home somehow? I hope that wasn't too abstract, and I lost you right on the first paragraph. The 8th house is just one of those places that, by nature, are tricky to understand, so don't be afraid to sit with yourself to think about what this fogginess is all about. Not that the new moon is all that negative, but on a more positive, and less abstract note, shortly after the lunation, you'll have Venus entering your 7th house of partnerships and romance. This is as simple and to the point as it gets. We have the planet representative of love herself, entering the area of your chart that deals with romance. With that said, as far as romance is concerned, you're in for a great month. And perhaps, the fogginess of this month might even be related to romance. Some of you could be starting new relationships by the 30th when Venus goes far enough into your 7th place that she conjoins Jupiter. And with new relationships, as much as there's the heat of lust and excitement, there's also the unnerving question of how long will this last? This could even be true for Virgo, who's already in a relationship. There's always the possibility that you could be revisiting that honeymoon phase, but instead of wondering how long will this last, you could be asking yourself how to sustain it. Now, this is by far a challenging transit, so all you should do is let go of control and enjoy the moment for what it is. This transit is even more important if you're 18, 30, 42 or 54. After this lovey-dovey period, we have the full moon of the month happening in your 2nd house. This is quite a good sign as Venus, the planet giving you all of this luck, is the ruler of the moon. This means that not only is she able to gift you with all the love and attention in the world, somehow she's also giving you the cash to spend on luxurious dates, or on a stay-at-home self-care delight. So if you feel bummed out at the beginning of the month, mark the 16th on your calendar so you know that this is when things start to look up. I say this because Mars, who's been causing a lot of trouble in your 6th house along with Saturn, will also be moving into the 7th house, where he can do much less harm. Plus, this is also an excellent transit for the Virgos born during the night. Mars tends to show his more positive traits in the charts of people born at night, and especially with the influence of Venus and Jupiter, this could mean fast progress in the area of relationships. One thing that's also important to mention that the 7th house is also the place of business partnerships, and having a night chart with Mars can promise rapid growth in your company. Especially since we also see an echo of that same theme in the 2nd house of money and resources. If you were born during the day, and you're starting to get bummed out, don't worry. This doesn't mean that you don't get the blessings, but you may have to deal with some drama along the way. Mars is the planet of fights and disputes, after all. We have the Mercury and Pluto trine happening in your 5th and 9th house to close the month. This transit plays heavily with the themes of creativity and exploration. With Mercury in the 9th, you get the aid of a scholar type of intelligence to help you get your ideas out into the physical world. Pluto in the 5th can represent that eagerness and passion for making a project come to life, and that, funny enough, goes hand in hand with the themes of the full moon. This can be a sign you should seek the assistance of intellectuals who can come up with a better plan than you. This is not because you're incapable, but there might be something out of your field of expertise that may be better to delegate to somebody who knows what they're doing. This could be the last piece in the puzzle to make your project come to life. So ask for help when you need it, and good luck, Virgo.